how to do a county jail inmate search. My sister called me up recently and said that she finally found a great guy. Now, of course, being her big brother, I wanted the best for her and wanted to meet him, so we had them over for dinner. My wife and I prepared a nice meal, brought out the wine, and we all proceeded to have fun. After a few more bottles of wine, it became apparent to my wife and me that this great catch was a little bit off, especially how he made money since he didn't currently have a job. Now we both talked about it, and it wasn't that we were malicious and wanted the worst for my sister, but rather we wanted to be sure this guy was on the up and up, so we had to do a county jail inmate search on him. I do not know many criminals in my life. Rather, I don't know any. I've never been arrested, and for all intents and purposes I live a rather basic suburban life. Crime just does not play a factor in our lives. My wife was the first to say that this guy just did not fit things correctly. Or rather, he was wearing pretty stylish clothing, had a nice watch, and seemed rather knowledgeable in the latest expensive gadgets and toys that I have trouble purchasing. I gathered as much information as I could about him, got his email and Facebook.com profile, and we exchanged phone numbers before the night was over. I immediately friended him on Facebook.com and noticed his friends were weird. Rather, for a single male, he had an outrageous amount of friends who were female. A quick glance at his friends list showed 3, maybe 4 male profile pictures, mine included. This really brought up the question if these females were intended targets rather than friends. I then started to Google for a country jail inmate search. His entire demeanor reminded me of a con man, showing off way too much and way too boisterous with no discernible avenue of generating an income. Googling around didn't turn up any good results. Most of the links pointing to country jail inmate search all led to spam websites and dead links that went nowhere. I needed to find information, and I needed it fast to protect my baby sister. This was a project that my wife and I took on after dinner. We really wanted to find out if she was in any danger, and knew that as the days went on she was in ever more present danger than the next day. Finally, I just went on Facebook.com and just put it on my wall that I wanted to do a genealogy search and find our long-lost uncle, which was true. He really did disappear when we were very young. I had a few good results, but then an interesting profile came up. A pretty geeky friend high school gave me a few links that actually produced good results. I then just went and approached him with the truth, and he immediately sent me links directly relating to databases of county jail inmate search. With this information in hand, my wife and I easily found out the incriminating evidence we needed to present to my sister and save her years of heartache. In the end, after being presented with the evidence, my baby sister took the overwhelming evidence for what it was, and the amount of evidence that we found using a county jail inmate search was just crazy. I don't want anyone else having any issues trying to Google everywhere to search and protect their loved ones. That's why the website I went to was www.publicrecordsgov.info.